IG, Facebook. Welcome to today's FICO Friday. I know it's been a little bit of a minute. Was on the road traveling. I know people was asking about Q&A Wednesday. I was actually on a flight, so I couldn't respond, but we're back today. FICO Friday. What up, Jay Morrison Academy page? We got the Facebook page. Of course, we got the Roundtree IG. AC_fit. What's going on? King Justice. FICO Friday. Today is November 15th, 2019. Yo, can y'all believe we got like a month and a half left? This year just flew by. Hopefully everybody is set for 2020. Nina family, what's going on? King Anwar. Hey, hit me up, Anwar. Rising Vibes. Peace. Custom Apparel. Thank you for purchasing the book. Continue to support. Thank you. Boss_King40. What up? All right. So I give everybody about another 30 seconds to hop on. Isaiah King Kendall. What's going on, family? Financially focused. All right. So again, if you just hopped on, today is November 15th, 2019. FICO Friday, one of my favorite days. Well, every day is my favorite day of the week, especially when you love what you do. And so, no, we haven't been on in a while. I've been traveling. People were asking, is FICO Friday coming back? Yes, we are back today. Today's topic is leverage everything, if you can see the hoodie. And one of the things that prompted me to want to talk about that today is I put up a post yesterday, and this is the thing that kind of bothers me about social media, you know, and I'm cool with everybody having their own opinion, but you can't have an opinion on something where you don't know 100% context of where it comes from. And so in the picture I just posted myself in the hoodie, leverage everything, and you know, a couple people was commenting, and you know, had a couple people who was saying that, you know, leveraging could be dangerous and this, that, and the third. And normally I don't respond to, you know, craziness. But, you know, I just made a comment and said, you know what, leverage everything is really just a slogan. That's really all it's about. And so when I talk about leverage everything, or when you hear my team talk about leveraging everything, when we say leverage everything, it's not even just from a standpoint of going out and leveraging to the tilt. It's a terminology. It's a slogan. It's I think it's fly. And so myself, my partner Paul came up with it because ultimately, to do anything in life, you got to be able to understand the power of leverage. And so when I talk about leveraging everything, it's more so about the power of leverage. Meaning, the thing I love about what we're able to help people do in being able to leverage their credit, there's very few things that a person can do to start from ground zero, be able to leverage their credit to be able to put themselves in the game. And what I mean by that is that, you know, I always talk about when I went through my pitfall and my first investment in a business, lost everything, but I still had my credit intact. I was able to leverage my credit to position me to be able to get back in position to get and start another business. You know, we've been able to help individuals from across the country who didn't even have a job to be able to leverage their credit, get some capital, and then invest in becoming an entrepreneur. And so leveraging everything is more of a term of empowerment. We're not talking about go out and leverage everything you got to go and get in the game. Although that's a part of entrepreneurship. You know, for those who watch Shark Tank, the sharks are always talking about, are you willing to put your house on the line to start your business? And most entrepreneurs who believe in themselves, believe in their vision, believe in their product or service are willing to do that. And so how come a person can be willing to lose their home, but we're not willing to leverage our credit? And so I tell people I'm willing to leverage everything I got because I believe in my abilities. And so when people come and complain about, oh, that's dangerous and you shouldn't talk about that, that's a personal problem with you. That means you don't believe in what you have going on. And so I'm not telling people to go out there and throw everything they got into real estate or leverage all their credit to do everything. I'm saying it's a form, it's a strategy, being able to leverage your credit, leverage your relationships. So let's talk about truly leveraging everything. You can leverage your relationships, meaning I may not be in position to take advantage of investing in company ABC, but I know someone else who is. And so I'm going to leverage my business tenacity to bring in another investor who may be more liquid. I'm going to now leverage his liquid, capital. I'm going to leverage my business mentality, and we're going to go and invest in this other business. That's leverage. So leverage is not just always, King Chris, what's going on? Leverage is not just always about leveraging from a financial or a liquidity standpoint. You can leverage your resources. You can leverage your relationship. You can leverage information. Think about it. Who in these lives have benefited from FICO Friday? Who in these lives have benefited from the book Credit is King? Who in these lives have benefited from anything or any amount of information that we've put out over the past 3 years? I want you to drop me a 100 emoji. That's leverage. So leveraging everything doesn't have to always have to do about leveraging from a financial, leveraging your credit, leveraging your money. And so I just wanted to address that, one, because I wanted y'all to see my hoodie. But two, more importantly, I really just want people to understand that you can leverage anything. So when I say leverage everything, yes, I'm talking about going out there and doing what you got to do to put yourself in position. And I believe in my abilities. I believe in myself. I believe in my goals, my journey, all of that stuff, all those adjectives. So yeah, I'm willing to leverage whatever I got to do to get to that next level. Of course, legally and ethically. Let me always preference that. And so somebody asked, am I taking any questions? Yes, we are always taking questions. But more importantly, let's talk a little bit more about the power of being able to leverage credit, because obviously that's what we're here for, understanding the power of leveraging credit. And so, King Derek, what up, man? And so the thing that I'm always telling people, the beautiful part about when you truly understand the power of credit and how you can leverage it is all my entrepreneurs out there. A lot of times we're looking for that one person that's going to believe in our vision to invest in our business. Most people will never, ever get that opportunity for somebody to invest in their business or in their dream. And that's cool, because understand that, why would you want to mortgage your business so early in the game? Essentially, you're mortgaging your future. As opposed to being able to leverage your credit. Think about it. Most businesses can get off the ground with less than $5,000, being brutally honest. And I'm not saying thriving. I'm saying at least getting off the ground. So how powerful would it be to be able to leverage a credit card to start your business? 82% of small and medium-sized businesses were started on credit cards. Again, so it was a strategy of leverage. Now imagine being a business and you're going through your slow season right now. In some parts of the country, it's, brutally cold, snowing, all that good stuff. And so you don't have a means to continue to pay your staff. Imagine being able to leverage your capital or your credit to be able to continue to pay your staff or continue to keep your business afloat. That's powerful. That's leverage. Imagine being able to leverage your credit to be able to cover your marketing expense, which is typically one of the top reasons most businesses close or fold, because they don't have a marketing budget. So what are you going to do? Just let your business close because you're scared to leverage your credit? And so understanding that when I'm talking about, hopefully IG will let me download this. Sometimes IG does not allow me to save the videos. But that's the dope thing that I love about understanding the power of leverage. Because we leverage our credit for things that bring us zero return on investment. I'd rather leverage it to put myself in a position to eventually live comfortably, or put myself in a position to be able to start that other business, to be able to invest in my first investment property. leverage my credit even just to be able to buy my primary residency. Keep in mind, you got to have decent credit to even be able to buy a house. You got to have decent credit to be able to live somewhere decently, whether you're renting or not, because typically the more challenge your credit, the more challenge it can be to live in a desirable neighborhood, or whatever the case is. And so just understanding that leveraging everything doesn't mean going out there and being irresponsible, because that also goes back to one of the main reasons the whole housing market crash was people who were over leveraged. And I'm going to say it wasn't that, yes, they were over leveraged, but also they were under leveraged from a strategy standpoint. They were under leveraged in information, meaning they were buying properties over the market value. So when I sit down and I talk with my coaching clients, that's one of the biggest things that I really preach to them, is that we don't pay retail for properties. So I will never put my clients in a position where they're going to be over leveraged. We don't pay retail. We always going to pay wholesale. Always. And so understanding in that capacity, not only are we leveraging information, but we're not going to over leverage ourselves financially. And so I just want people who to really grasp the concept of why we came up with the slogan, leverage everything. And again, it was more of a term or a slogan to say, look, go out and believe in what you have, to put it all on the line for whatever you deem as success. And again, success is not always just about financial. Success can be overcoming an obstacle. So I leveraged my feelings to get over this particular whatever you're going through in life. And so, understanding that leverage is not just about putting yourself in a bad position. I want everybody to hashtag leverage everything. Definitely. It's really just about, it's a strategy. And in business, to create any amount of success, that's what you got to have. You got to have strategy. We need to have strategies. That's how we get to that next level. And so in understanding leveraging, and we can even talk about relationships, a lot of my clients are able to get, stronger business approvals because of leveraging the relationships that we've built in the banking and financial industry. So leveraging everything is really just a slogan. I'm going to continue to use it, so for anybody who felt, slighted because of they felt we're misguiding the community, we got the receipts to show that people who followed the blueprint have been, doing very well. Let me just put it that way. And so, yes, Pep 860, definitely writing another book. And so definitely leveraging everything, family. Again, we like I mentioned at the top of the slide, we got a month and a half left. It's not going to be this easy forever. Let's position ourselves. Let's get our credit in position so we can leverage and go out and use the bank money for everything. We should never, wealthy people don't use their own money. So why can't we put ourselves in position to have the same perks and level the playing field? And that's the dope part about credit, is credit truly can help you level the playing field, because there's not one boardroom I can't walk into and sit at the table with the same people who making the decisions in other arenas or other industries, because we can talk that same talk. And all of you guys are no different because of the information that you've been able to leverage from these type of forums to be able to go out there and do the exact same thing. So I'll definitely open it up for some Q&A. Again, that's right, other people's money, OPM, TBM, the bank's money. We're going to leverage the bank's money all day and every day, and as I always say, twice on Sundays. All right? You see, exactly. I don't think most people know that. Yes, most people truly don't really understand what leverage is. They just hear the term, All right, we really need to understand the power of leverage, especially in each other. Yeah, and we got to start leveraging each other. That's the only way we're going to continue to grow as a community. Coming to Chicago anytime soon. It depends on when it warms up out there. I heard it's been snowing in the Midwest. Can you leverage a low credit score? Very good question. Someone asked, can you leverage a low credit score? So there are certain things you can be approved for with a low credit score. You can buy an automobile, but keep in mind that comes with a price, 29% interest on an automobile. You can leverage your credit score to get a cash or a payday loan. 300 to 500% interest. And so I'm always going to say, if you're going to leverage your credit, at least make sure your credit is in position to be able to get the best rates, the cheaper money, etc., all that good stuff. And I always tell people it's about the 3 P's. You want to be able to put yourself in position to have the power to purchase. Put yourself in position to have the power to purchase. And when I say purchase, that can be anything, whether it's stocks, whether it's the cannabis industry, whether it's a business, whether it's real estate, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're in position. All right. How much do student loans play a factor? Evan, it depends on if the student loans are in good position or in bad position. And so it depends, if you can elaborate a little bit on that. What credit cards do I recommend? Good question. I typically don't recommend any particular company until they're ready to cut a check. But I will say that some of my favorite cards are definitely the American Express. Keep in mind that when it comes to American Express, they have a charge card, and it's a difference between a charge card and a credit card. Charge card, typically it's on the net 30. Credit card, it's a revolving. So you just want to be careful, because with the charge card, you do have to pay the balance off in full. Let me see, you wrong for that. Leverage for a payday loan. Well, I'm just making the points. Somebody asked, what can you do with the low credit score? I wouldn't advise getting a payday loan. You'd be better off fixing your credit and going to the bank and actually getting a decent personal loan or a personal line of credit. Are you coming to the Bay Area anytime soon? I haven't put anything in stone. I know somebody reached out to me to come out there and do a barbershop. So hopefully we can make that happen. Mr. Jimmy Taylor, if you want here, man, let's make that happen. Charge cards are dangerous for the average person. Yes, if you don't really understand how charge cards work, that can definitely be dangerous. Just incredible what's going on with you. All right, let me see what else we got. How do you use your personal credit as business credit? So you use credit pretty much to be able to use for whatever. And so when I'm sitting down with the client, I always tell them I don't care if the bank gives me personal credit card or a business credit card. It's bank money, so I'm going to be able to utilize it for whatever it is that I'm going to use it for. So whether it's to use for a down payment on an investment property, whether I'm going to use it for marketing my business. So it's just a matter of utilizing the credit or the capital. I always like to say the term capital. I don't really like the term business credit, because business credit has been misconstrued. Because when you hear business credit, a lot of people just assume, oh, I'm trying to get some money by not using my social. And I spoke with somebody today, and she just got, kind of taken advantage of, because somebody was trying to sell her own business credit without using her social, got a bunch of gas cards. And, and this is the thing I always tell people, when people ask me, hey, I want to be able to get some money without using my social, and I always say, why? Most people can't answer that question. And then they always say, well, because if this happens, I'm not responsible for it. Yes, you are. And first of all, why would we even think like that? Why do we want to go into something already setting a negative tone, saying, oh, I don't want to use my social because if something happened, then I don't have to pay it back? First of all, I'm never going to think any business I start is going to fail. You know what I'm saying? So that's the wrong type of mentality to have. We need to start changing the way we think. Because when you change the way you think, that's how you become successful. If you're already going in saying, hey, what if something happened in my company? Well, first of all, you probably don't need to be in business if that's the way you're going to think. So we need to understand that whatever I got to do to position myself to get this capital, I don't care if it's personal or business credit, I know that my business is going to thrive. The capital is going to help me to leverage the possibility of my business becoming more successful, because I have more marketing dollars and things like that. And so, yeah, that's the thing. And so when people say, hey, I'm trying to do this without using my social, it doesn't exist. Unless you Coca-Cola, unless you Amazon or these big companies where you got big balance sheets and different things like that, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And I always tell people, like, your company hasn't made any money. Why would a bank give you any money without using your social? And so we got to start understanding and stop falling, I always say, for the banana in the tailpipe. All right. Let me see. What are the strategies to increase your lines of credit? A couple things you can do. One, increase your income on paper, especially when it comes to revolving credit. Remember, you can use stated income. So let's say when you apply for credit initially, your income was at 30 or 40,000 and you didn't use household income. When you go back and ask for an increase, you can actually put down the household income to be able to show higher income on paper. Because keep in mind, your limits or your approvals also are predicated on your DTI, meaning your debt to income ratio. All right. Can you buy properties using business lines of credit or personal funding? Yes. We show people how to do it every single day. All right. Let me see. As a young investor with student loans, would getting rid of them first be the best way to leverage myself? Not necessarily. It really depends on what your total situation is. It sounds like you may want to book a consultation or get some coaching, but having student loans does not discount or mitigate you being able or, minimize your level of success in real estate investing. All right. How do we leverage each other? Very good question. We can do that first by supporting one another in business. That's really the biggest thing. And two, if you know somebody who runs a business, offer them a referral. Or if you know somebody who could use somebody else's services, like I've sent people business in the credit repair industry. If it's something we feel that we can't meet their expectation, and I think somebody else can meet their particular expectation, I'll refer them over. Like it's enough for everybody to eat. It's enough for all of us to win. And anybody who's ever done business with me, they know that I don't mind breaking bread with other individuals, or at least pointing somebody in a direction and giving them some information, because me taking my flame to light your torch doesn't take away from my flame. It just makes our light that much more brighter. So that's just how I was taught and how I was raised. But yeah, how we leverage each other is we got to support each other. So if y'all want to support me, I need y'all to share this video. That's how we can start. Let's support and share this video. Do you recommend using multiple credit cards when you are leveraging for business purposes? Absolutely. Do it all the time, and that's what we show our clients, all right? Please don't want to spam your live, but I really want an answer, King. Well, if I didn't see your first question, I can't answer it. So if you could please resend it again. You got to remember, this goes pretty fast. All right? I have an LLC. Should I go to the bank and attempt to get business credit? Yes, you can definitely do that. How many times can you apply to the bank for funding until you get too many thirsty inquiries? Remember, King Chris, you can dispute the inquiries, so it don't matter. Do fraud alerts stop you from getting trade lines? Good question. Yes, having a fraud alert definitely can. Ask the question. Yeah, please. Like, if I don't get to your question, just ask it again. I apologize. I'm looking at 3 screens. How much is your book? They're $20. How do you feel about CPNs? I'm not a fan of them, and banks are catching on. I'm still waiting on your team to contact me. I need mentor ASAP. ARG for life. Send me a message and we'll get you somebody to reach out to you. Just received a letter from Experian saying that they won't open up and look into my bankruptcy anymore. That's a stall tactic. You just don't dispute it for that 1 month, and then you go back and dispute it the following month. They do that to try to shake you. Shaky, what's going on, cuz? All right, can 2 people get funding at once through easy funding on the same LLC? You can, but why not set up 2 companies? That's what I always say, set up 2 companies. Because remember, you can get credit cards on a brand new company. The company does not have to be seasoned to get credit cards. How can I get $100,000 with a credit score of a 750? Because I know how to pull $5,000 per day. Well, the dollar amount is going to vary on a couple things. One, your company industry. A lot of people don't know the industry your company in can also dictate whether you get a certain amount of funding. Secondly, your income, what you put down, what your debts are. So I always use the example: if you make $50,000 a year, but your debts are $49,000 a year, you don't have enough income for the bank to suffice them giving you $100,000. And also keep in mind, funding is not an overnight process. Sometimes it may take you 6, 7, 8, 9 months to get in position. Even if it took you 12 months, what would you have to do to get $100,000 saved up in 12 months? Most people will never be in that position. Most people don't even make $100,000 a year. And even if you did, you don't bring that home. And so understand that sometimes we just got to take our time, which is why positioning is important. See, a lot of times we don't want to, we start our processes too late. Like I always tell people, when you know you're about to go and purchase a house, that should be something you plan at least 12 months out. Because if your credit not in position, you want to put yourself in position. You know, we get people that come to us all the time. Hey, you got a ton of collection accounts and you want to buy a house in 30 days. And that's just not practical in every single situation. So we have to always understand it's about positioning and understand when you put yourself in position, once that foundation is laid, you'll always be able to get money from the bank, period. No matter how many companies you got set up. What is a good category for funding? So, believe it or not, a lot of banks are now starting to stay away from consulting companies. So we got to be a little more creative. And you can actually just go on Google and put in low risk companies or banks fund what type of low risk industries. You know, marketing, education. No matter what industry you're in, you can consider yourself in the educational field, especially if you are educating the masses or different things like that. So these are just different things that you can start doing. How about a remodeling company? Remodeling could be one. I would stay away from contracting. You know, if you have an LLC over 2 years, do you need to use your personal credit? Yes, your banks will always ask for your personal credit. Always, always, always. All right. What is a trade line and how do you get it? A trade line essentially is just industry jargon. It just means that it is a line of credit reporting on your credit report. A lot of people use the word trade line interchangeable with something you can use to help boost up your credit. And keep in mind, every trade line doesn't help your credit score. I truly recommend everybody go and watch my video on YouTube, The Truth About Trade Lines. I break it down really how trade lines are used, because I see a lot of people, waste a lot of money buying trade lines and it doesn't help them. How can you set yourself up to pay minimal taxes and write-off? You need to have a tax strategist. If you don't have a tax strategist and you're a business owner, you playing yourself. You definitely playing yourself. So if you're looking for a good tax strategist, make sure you reach out to me and I'm going to connect you with the best of the best in the industry. You know, I have about 3 or 4 that we work with. So definitely send me a message. And, you know, I just put one of my coaching clients up on some game today talking about the power of having a tax strategist. You know, it's 2 industries we need to be extremely proficient in. And that's the credit and taxes. And even if you don't, become a professional and hiring professionals. So that way you always have access to the information. Because I'm telling you, as long as you understand those 2 industries, you'll always be able to make money. Or get access to the money, period. All right. And 2, and I saw somebody just posted, start a business. Tax break. If you don't own a business, you just throwing money out the window. Tax breaks don't come by having kids. Tax breaks don't come by just owning your primary residency. If you don't have a business, you can just give that money to us and we'll find somewhere to allocate it for you. All right. And insurance to mitigate risk. Can you leverage personal credit if your business falls on hard times and fall behind? Yes. And it depends on how your company is set up. Depends on how your company is set up. Yes, insurance is also important too. If we don't have life insurance, we kidding ourselves. We just want to leave our family headache and debt. No, we need to get out of that mindset. What's your suggestion on someone just looking to build their real estate portfolio and don't have an LLC or business? I recommend that you at least have a LLC to put your entities under. I mean, for one, you're missing out on a bunch of tax benefits by not owning a business when you have multiple real estate properties. You can't write off everything. So yeah, you definitely want to have an LLC. And if you have multiple properties, I mean, the LLC is only going to cost you a couple $100 a month. A couple $100 a year, depending on what the renewal fee is. All right. Haven't done credit line increases in a while on account. Should it be done first before easy funding? I always recommend it because the more credit you have access to, the more banks are willing to lend to you. So you email me about having a tax strategist. Need one. Send me another one. I apologize. Sometimes I get so many inboxes and DMs that I can't get back to everybody right away. So if I don't get back to you, don't take it personal. And I'm not really on social media that often. I go on post, and try to respond to people as often as I can. When you talk about, when I tell my clients get comfortable being uncomfortable, it's still some things that I work on. So a lot of times when I'm saying these things, I'm telling myself this. I have to get more comfortable posting more frequently. I got to get comfortable taking pictures and doing videos and all that other stuff that I really don't like doing. But, that's part of the process of growing. Do you send off the dispute letters when using your credit repair? Yes, we do. We send the letters off. We send the letters off for you. How likely is it for a business to gain a line of business credit when a person gets a business credit profile started? So to get a business line of credit, your company has to be 2 years old. I want everybody to write this down. All right. The company has to be 2 years old for a business line of credit, but there's no age restriction to get business credit cards. Okay. 2 years old for a business line of credit. King Anwar, yeah, you remember when I first got started. Definitely, man. You couldn't even find a photo of me on the internet. And now my team forces me to take them. So, absolutely. So what's the best way to contact you? You can send me a direct message and I'll have my team reach out to you. Can late payments be removed or fixed? Does it depend on how recent? So it depends. If the late payment is on an open account, I always tell people that's where the power of the goodwill letter comes in at. Now, getting a late payment is usually the more difficult thing to do. If it's on a closed account, it may make sense just to dispute the entire account, but this is why you want to have a credit strategist, because they're going to look at the upside and downside of removing the entire account. So this is why you want to have access to a credit strategist. When you repair credit, do you use templates or are they custom? We only use custom letters, Lee. Ask any of our clients. We're going to get you some results. I have 2,500. How should I invest it or leverage it? My score is a 720. Should I keep stacking? Keep stacking. Definitely keep stacking. All right. And if you got a 720 and you're not in easy funding, that's where the 2,500 should be leveraged for, to invest in easy funding, because that 2,500 can turn into 250,000 over time if you do it right. Chris Brown, reach out to me so I can get you a tax strategist. My credit union says the goodwill letter no longer works. Well, that credit union don't know what they're talking about. And secondly, yeah, it's a strategy. Not you just, I'd rather have I'd rather at least have a shot than not even make an attempt. And so, and again, you're not just sending it to the original creditor. You're also sending it to the credit bureau. Can you still apply for new credit while in credit repair, especially when the credit scores are good? I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. What do you guys exactly do at Easy Funding? I recommend go to the website, useeasyfunding.com, and it will give you an entire breakdown of what we do when it comes to Easy Funding. And I'll go ahead and put it here in the chat for you. Useeasyfunding.com. Hold on, y'all. I apologize. All right, there we go. All right. How do you invest into Easy Funding? What's that? Go to the website, useeasyfunding.com, and it'll tell you all about that. Or if you want one of our sales reps to give you a call, we'll reach out to you. Is October 1st added myself as an authorized user to my mother credit card? Any reason they still have not showed up on my credit report yet? So it could depend on a couple different things. Not every single bank reports. They could have accidentally got the wrong information. I mean, it really just depends. Every situation and scenario is different. And the goodwill letter, King Robert, is only for late payments. Only for late payments. The goodwill letter phone call still works too. Yes, you can even make a phone call in. Any tips on dealing with paying off a repossession? Yes, you can pay off a repossession, but it will still be on your credit if you don't dispute it. So even if you have a repossession and you pay it off, you still want to dispute it. How do you, please explain invest in Easy Funding? Send us a message and I can have someone reach out to you. Essentially, Easy Funding is our platform and program that we use, which over the past almost 3 years, we've helped over almost 2,000 small and medium-sized businesses get access to over $700 million of capital. And so this is where we teach you the strategies to get the bank's money. And so with that program, it's not one-on-one coaching. It's a program of strategies. If you do want one-on-one coaching, we do offer that. Or if you even want to book a one-on-one consultation with me for more deep dive in strategy for your particular situation, feel free to send us a message and I'll have somebody reach out to you. How long will one have to wait to apply for new credit after repair? You can do it immediately. Where's the best place to go to get a full credit report with a full breakdown? You can use any of the credit monitoring services that gives you a 3-in-1. We particularly like Experian or Credit Check Total just because from a consumer standpoint, it is the easiest to read, because sometimes looking at a credit report could be gibberish to the average person who knows nothing about credit reports. So that's why we like to send people there. Let me see. Did you state that you have to wait 2 tax seasons before requesting? No, I did not say that. I said that your company has to be 2 years old to at least get a business line of credit. So I guess it would be 2 tax seasons. So, I guess if that's how you phrase it, yes. When is our next call, King? You have to set that up, King. You got to set that up, all right? Just reach out to the team and they'll get you set up for the next call. Hi, can a goodwill letter be used 2 years after the late payment occurrence? Yes. Should I get an LLC even though I only have 1 property under my belt as of now? Yes. Yes, because you're missing out on tax breaks by not having a business. Can you remove inquiries less than 2 years old? Yes, we do it all the time. Should I pay for a deletion when dealing with repossession? Good question. Usually, pay for deletion on a repossession, they're usually not going to remove it. So you're going to want to dispute it. So you're going to want to dispute that. What is the process of applying for a business credit card and what should I look for? The process is, 1, making sure you have good credit and you got a business set up. And then, of course, knowing that bank's underwriting guidelines. What is the credit score limit when applying for Easy Funding? Well, it's not just a credit score. It's about a credit profile, but you want to have at least a 680 credit score. Would you recommend purchasing a vehicle to rent on Turo at the right price? Absolutely. I am a huge advocate of leveraging Turo. Again, leverage. So I buy luxury vehicles. I put them on Turo. Leverage. I leverage the credit, purchase the vehicles, put them on Turo. I have the clients who are renting the vehicles. Excuse me, I was about to say video. Who rent the vehicles, service the debt on the vehicles, and so essentially, I don't touch any of that. And so, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Turo. How do you dispute something on your credit? I recommend you go and pick up my ebook. You can go to creditisKingbook.com, and we have some template letters in there that allows you to dispute your credit, your derogatory items on your credit report. creditisKingbook.com. What is Turo? It's Turo. Turo is a service that allows people to rent your vehicle for a fee. So it's just like Airbnb except for the auto industry. Probably the best thing since sliced bread. And again, when people are looking for things to invest, so the person who got $2,500, if you could find a car for $1,000, especially if it's running and it's something that people will rent, put it on Turo. You'd be surprised what gets rented on there. Can child support be removed from your credit report? Yes, but if you are in arrears, eventually they will re-report it. King, I have great credit. My student loans are in good standing, but can they be removed off my credit? If your credit reports are in good standing, I would not remove them off your credit report, because then guess what? That payment history will also be removed. My car is rented right now through Turo. That's what I'm talking about. That's leverage. You buy a vehicle and you let somebody else pay the note. That's what I'm talking about. That's leverage. What is the best bank to get a home equity line of credit through? That's going to depend on several things. There's really no one go-to bank. Remember, the banks, when it comes to mortgages, have fixed rates. So it's really just about how your credit looks and what type of equity you have in your property. If the only property that I own is my home where I live, should I start an LLC to take advantage of the tax breaks? Absolutely. If you are a W-2 income earner and you don't have a business, you're throwing money out the window because you're missing out on all the tax breaks. The new tax codes are set up for business owners. I mean, that's the thing that I've been preaching that for the past 15 years. Even when I didn't really have a business, I always owned a business. And that's because I always had aspirations, one, of being an entrepreneur, and two, because I always understood the power of tax breaks of a business. And so always, always, always have a business. If you have a lease and I return it, can that be removed? It depends on if that lease is being reported negatively. It depends on if it's being reported negatively. Does Easy Funding have upfront fees? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. If I pay all of my credit cards, should I close them? No, never close them. Never, ever, ever close your cards. Just put them up, lock them up, put them in a safe. They designed the system. We got to catch up. Yes, I like that. We got to catch up, y'all. What was your first business? Oh, good question. Let me see. Are we talking about hobby or real business? And I always say that because my first couple companies, I was just playing with it. I didn't really take myself serious. But I would say my first real business was probably, I set up a marketing company, building websites and different things like that. This was like in 2000 and I want to say, I think it was like 2009. That was probably the first real business I invested money in. And then my first company was a tax franchise, which, you guys all heard that story. But yes, yeah, I see y'all talking about hobby. But yeah, and it's interesting because I remember talking with a mentor of mine and he was like, Will, you got a hobby. That's not a business. And that's how a lot of us, unfortunately, we're in that position. And that's because we're not learning business. We're not learning about business. So I don't care what industry you're in. You got to learn about business. Have to. All right. Where can I find the Leverage Everything merch? You can go to leverageeverything.com and it's 1E. King Justice, if you're on here, can you type it out for me, King? Do you recommend a place for us to learn about the business tax breaks? You can actually go to the irs.gov and they give all that to you. Does RBC program come with workbooks or computer-based only? Yeah, the curriculum is downloadable on the website. How do I build business credit? How is that calculated? You build business credit almost similar to like personal credit, but there are different credit bureaus for the business. And so that is one of the things that we actually teach. I want to purchase trade lines. Do you have any suggestions on where you could purchase some from? Julius Franklin, if you send me a message, I can have someone reach out to you and get you more information on that. Definitely want to be careful because there's a lot of people on the internet who will sell you, as my grandma used to say, wolf tickets. So you want to make sure you're careful. I paid all my student loans and it dropped my credit score. Why is that? Very good question. Someone said they paid off their student loans and their credit score dropped. And that is because your credit profile was thin and now you no longer have payment history. When you pay off a loan and you don't have enough credit reporting, when you pay it off, your credit score will drop. How do you get rid of inquiries? Hire our company. Or you can dispute them utilizing the template letter we have. All right, somebody said Dun & Bradstreet to help you build business credit, and that's partially true. D&B does not help you build your credit scores up. And that's because, for one, the Paydex score is the most worthless thing you can invest in. Now, I do believe you should have a DUNS number and get it for free. But building up a Dun & Bradstreet profile, because banks don't pull a D&B report. They'll go there to look to see if you're a registered legitimate business, but they don't make a credit decision based off of your Paydex score. Credit education is key, 100%. 100%. They don't teach credit in college because imagine if we were all armed with this information. We wouldn't need other people. We wouldn't need a lot of the strategies. Do I need collateral and assets to get a business line of credit? No, you just got to have information. And that's what we show people how to do in Easy Funding. What's a good book to read about understanding how business works? Very good question. I'm always going to say you can't learn how to drive a car by reading the manual. You have to actually get in the car. Experience is always going to be your best teacher. And I always tell people that experience is what's really going to take you to the next level in everything that you do. And I'll give you an example. The very first things that I always say that kind of changed the course of my entire life was me losing my job in 2003. And somebody asked me, like, what do you mean by that? So I remember coming out of high school, tried the college thing, didn't work for me. I just left. Was working at this company. I'm 19, 20 years old, making about $45,000 a year. I'm thinking I'm, Mr. Big Bucks and all of this stuff. Single, no kids at the time. And so, of course, your money stretches a little bit further, living in Milwaukee, and worked there for 7.5 years. Go to work one day, it's chains on the door, and I'm out of a job. Now, back then, that was scary because I didn't know what was going to be the next thing I did. I remember even going to work at companies like Tombstone Pizza, where I'm putting pizzas in a box. I'm going to have to write a book just about the many jobs I've had over my life. But back to the story, that was the best thing that could have happened to me, which again was an experience that I went through in my life. Because if I had not been fired, I would still be at that company. Excuse me, I wasn't fired. If the company hadn't closed down, I would still be working there. Again, because my mentality was just of an employee making $20 something an hour at the age of 19. I'm thinking I'm on top of the world. Wasn't saving no money, had no financial astuteness. I probably was the least. I ain't had no savings. My financial situation, what Kevin Hart used to say, the way my bank account was set up was definitely not attractive back then. But if I hadn't have lost that job, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, because that was an experience that I went through that pushed me, that forced me to go to that next level, which that's how I stumbled into entrepreneurship. Then I always talk about my tax franchise. If it hadn't have failed, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today. Now, do I believe I would have had some level of success? Absolutely. Just because naturally I'm a go-getter, I'm self-motivated, I'm driven, and I don't take no for an answer when it comes to business. But if that hadn't happened to me, it wouldn't have forced me to go out there and become more creative and start now leveraging my brain more, my mind more. Because I always tell people I got into that industry for the wrong reason. And so I told myself, if I ever get in business again, my focus is going to be helping people. And so that was a blessing in disguise, that experience. So when people always say, hey, what do I have to do to understand business? Just go out there and start a business and do it. Get busy. That's going to be your best teacher. You're not going to learn just from reading a book. When it comes to practical things, we have to go out there and fail our way to success, fail your way to the top. And I've had many, many failures that, I boast about my failures more than my accomplishments. Anybody that knows me know I talk more about my failures than anything that I've accomplished, because my failures is what got me to those next levels. And so I just urge everybody, think about all of the things that you went through, the experiences that got you to where you are today. I just saw a queen talk about she got fired, and I'm pretty sure that's why she's in the position she's in now. I just saw a king talk about how he lost his job, or somebody went through something, or whatever the case is. Let's use our experiences as motivating factors to get to that next level and stop the, oh, why me and this, that, and the third. Like one of my coaching clients, King Tommy, he lost his job a couple weeks into the coaching. And mind you, he invested into the coaching. First thing when he called me, I said, King, you're not getting a refund. You know what I'm saying? It said no refunds at the bottom of the invoice. But more importantly, I said, what do you want to do? You going to fold up and waddle and say, why me? Or are we going to go out here and do what you said, what you told me you wanted to do? And he was like, King, no, I'm following you. And so not only did we help him leverage his credit to get some capital, he got about 180-something thousand in capital, bought his first investment property, and he didn't have a job at the time. And I think to date, he's probably at about 300,000 in capital. Been working with him for about 2.5 years, and he keeps investing for coaching because he understands, I can continue to attempt to bump my head and do this on my own, but I'd rather have an expert who's going to guide me and show me exactly what I got to do. So I want to leverage your resources. I want to leverage your contacts. I want to leverage your relationships, Will, to help me get to that next level. And so experience is going to be your best teacher in business. All right. No lessons, lessons, no losses. Absolutely. I don't believe in L's. L's stand for lessons. Lost my job too, King. Does secure cards make you look high risk? No, but I wouldn't get a bunch of secure cards, because if you got a bunch of secure cards, that means you got a lot of money tied up. That's not leverage. There's other strategies to help you get further along than that. And that's why you come to us. We're going to get you right credit-wise. Why does some creditors move their statement dates, like for instance, go from the 3rd to the 4th or the 5th? A lot of that depends on the previous month on the cycle, or the how many days in a month, or if it falls on a weekend or a weekday. That's really what that boils down to. Jermaine, what's going on? All right. Lost my job. Do you need pay stubs to get funding? Absolutely not. Remember, when you go after revolving credit, let me tell y'all a secret. Stated income. All right. How do we use your resources? You become a coaching client. When you work with the plug, we give you access to the plug's information. We give you access to the plug's plug. All right. One of my top bank underwriters is on here. So he looking for me to plug in with some new people. So I need y'all to get right. I'm going to help you get right if you're not right. Please answer my question. I didn't see it. Instead of asking me to please answer it, just please resend it. I got a lot of people on here, so I apologize if I missed it. What about a company name? Let's not put too much emphasis in the company name. We just know there's certain industries we want to stay away from. Real estate, investments, consulting. Remember, consulting now is starting to be kind of that new high-risk industry. So we want to get a little bit more creative. How do I get info on coaching? Send us a message and I'll have a team reach out to you for one-on-one coaching. Or I tell people, you don't even necessarily always need one-on-one coaching. I have people that sometimes just book a consultation. And so, we can just book a consultation. Already enrolled in RBC and Easy Funding. How can I remove collection from my report? Reach out to us. We can have our credit team contact you. Just keep asking until he sees it. I like that. Yeah, just keep asking. What about management companies? Yes, if it's structured properly. Is there an easy funding package? Do y'all help with cleaning up credit? Yes, we do have a credit repair company. I think I know one that's actually pretty good. If you send me a message, I'll tell you who it is. I heard they're one of the best. All right, let me see. What's an ideal credit score to get easy funding? Well, you want to have at least a 680, but it's not just about the score. It's about the profile. Is it safe to remove new inquiries? Yes, if you go through our company, we're going to show you how to get those removed. Do you consider home remodeling business high risk? It's not about if I consider it. It's with the banks. But home remodeling, not necessarily, but contracting typically is a little bit more high risk. Is DMB overrated? Absolutely. Absolutely. DMB does not help you get more credit from a business standpoint. I'm almost done with your credit repair program and I'm happy. Thank you for having the confidence in using us. Thank you. Thank you. Questions. Why does creditors post their credit statement via your credit report account, the open date, 1st of the month? Isn't that inaccurate posting? That potentially definitely can be inaccurate, but they do that, which is why it updates every single month. And so from a consumer standpoint, it actually can help you because now you know your statement dates, so you make sure you pay your balances on time and you're not playing the whole utilization game. This is an amazing thing to see, people helping people. Yes, I love it. I love it. Is condo a good rental property to start with? It depends, because keep in mind, when you have a condo, some condos have extremely absorbent HOA fees. Those HOA fees can cut into your margin. So again, you always want to run your numbers. Can you get a tax credit for a business that is not profitable? Yes. It's called expenses. Can you leverage a nonprofit organization? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I have a car dealership and I'm incorporated. Should I open a real estate business under the same corporation? No. You want to get a new business. Can't commingle the funds. Try We Management. It's priceless. King Frank. Yes, I heard We Management is one of the best. Now, FHA approved condos. Yes, some FHA do. Some banks stay away from it. So you just have to kind of find out what works. What's the difference between a business loan and a business line of credit? A business loan is where they give you a loan. Once you pay it back, you have $0. A line of credit, as you pay it back, the money is revolving. All right. Can I get funding for a shell company? What is explain to me what you think a shell company is, family. Because a lot of times people throw that terminology around and they really don't know. So to be able to answer your question accurately. Let me know what you think a shell company is. Thanks. I was thinking about Georgia, and the HOA fee is $150 to $200. Again, it's going to depend on what your ROI is at the end. I would need one of your tax professionals. Send me a message, and I'll get you in touch with them. I got your audio book. Keep hustling, King. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Can you have multiple businesses? Absolutely. Just sent one of my clients to one of my bank partners. She had 3 businesses. Guess what? She got all 3 of them funded. I'm telling y'all, look, I'm going to put y'all up on some game. All right, y'all ready? I got 5 minutes left. If you are trying to start a business, if you're trying to get some funding, go and set up multiple companies. I keep telling y'all, it's ridiculously easy. It's too easy. Because once you are positioned, you will always be able to get bank money. Always. But we get too cheap. Oh, it costs another $150, $200 to set up a business. And I'm like, first of all, you're going to let $150, $200, even if it was $500, who cares? You just got your first company funded. Use that money to set up another company and go get some more money. But we get too caught up into fees. First of all, it should be an investment. Okay? And when you understand the power of investing, then you can go and get more money. But that's the strategy. We got to quit getting wrapped up in what it costs, especially if you know that it worked for you the first time. And that's the thing that baffles me. We be too scared to do it again, but we already saw that it worked. Or we'll question, oh, well, how do I know it'll work for me? Well, if it worked for your friend, it got to work for you. If it didn't work for you, then that means you didn't do something properly, which is why you want to get some professional expertise information. All right. So, yeah, go set up multiple companies. Let's get this money, y'all. And I'm not even, when I say let's get this money, not even from a greed standpoint, but it's about what the money can do for you. Put your kids in a better school zone. Put your spouse in a better living situation. You know, potentially retire your family, retire your spouse, you know, drive a better vehicle. And I'm not saying luxury. I'm saying better. You know, I just saw a car the other day riding on 2 donuts. That can't be safe. And so that probably is a barometer to let me know where their finances lie. So being able to have extra capital makes your life safer. You know, they always say money isn't everything. But let me tell you, it ranks right up there with oxygen. You know what I'm saying? So we need oxygen to live. We need money to survive. You know, I mean, think about it. When you don't have the proper funds, you typically have to eat bad food. I want to live till I'm 180 years old. So I want to be able to eat good food. I want to be able to have enough capital to be able to work out if I want to be able to, you know, so it's not about just having money for the sake to say I got money and be stunting and flossing, but it's about what it can do for you and your family. All right. And yes, get in while you can before it goes away. I'm telling you, the bank ain't gonna make it this easy forever. Take them to church. I almost took them to church, but then I can't get the plate out so I can pass y'all will catch that one later. All right. So IG is telling me that only got 1 minute and 34 seconds left. I appreciate everybody. Yo, I need y'all to do me a favor. Y'all say y'all want to figure out how do we leverage supporting each other. I need y'all to go and share this video. We need this to go viral. I'm still waiting on somebody to contact me. I want to turn this into a podcast. All right, let's go out here. Let's leverage this information and eventually syndicate this. All right. So somebody asked, can you get funding? Let me see. Can the funding you get be used for a down payment on a mortgage loan? Only for an investment property, not a primary residency. So family, I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all go out. Support my YouTube channel, Mr. Will Roundtree. Again, for all of them, my IG is Mr. Will Roundtree. If you guys have not, make sure y'all go out, support my queen's book, ggroundtree.com. She got 3 phenomenal books up there. Anybody who get a book, I'll throw in one of my books for free. Credit is king. And then again, family, I appreciate y'all. Hopefully Wednesday, I think my schedule is open. We'll be back to Q&A Wednesday. So if I missed your question, make sure you hop on for Q&A Wednesday. Continue to go out, support. Full-Time CEO will be out this month. Just wrapped up the formatting. So make sure y'all go out, support the book, Full-Time CEO. I'm telling you, I put my heart into that book. I put out all my life secrets and stories and all that good information. So I appreciate y'all. Go out and enjoy y'all weekend. Have a safe weekend. And again, let's continue to support each other. And I want to leave y'all with one thing. Leverage everything. So go out there and let's have a good one, family. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, Facebook.